Hello everybody, good afternoon. So as the stream says, and we're going to get into this pretty quick, looks like we have 30 basic troops that I'm going to speed paint today. I'm going to take some breaks, paint up 10, paint up the next 10, take a 5-minute break or so, come back, start a new stream real quick, paint up the next 10. So I'm going to go ahead and get into it. I went ahead and Zenithal highlighted all my guys to begin with. So hopefully go a little faster. But yeah. Hello Miss Clark, how are you doing today? Let's go with... Like I said, the whole name of this game is get them painted and get them painted quick. I'm shooting for roughly an hour for 10 people. If I'm able to do that, it's going to be about 3 hours long. 6 minutes a guy is what I'm shooting for overall. I'm doing alright. Kind of had one of those bleh days where, you know, no matter how okay or good a day is, just nothing seems to be right. Perfect day to, you know, go ahead and paint, try and speed paint up a whole bunch of guys, right? And again, with these guys, I mean, every single troop you paint is fairly important, but these are basic guys. You're not going to be looking at them a whole lot. So I'm not going to pick out a whole lot of details. Just kind of get them painted, match out. Maybe paint up, you know. On this guy, I can't get to his chest, but on some of these other guys, they have that mark on their top. I'll paint that up gold, hit their weapons, and that's about the extent of it. You know, some black here and there. Hello, Michael. How you doing? Yeah. I mean, it's not like today was a bad day by any stretch. It was actually a pretty good day, but just, you know, you just have that bad feeling, bad mojo going on, and it's kind of just shades the whole rest of the day. I'm already not liking my odds for 6 minutes a guy offhand. I think I'm going to upgrade to my bigger brush after I get done with this guy real quick. If anybody's wondered about the Band-Aid, me and Kitchen Knife decided to get into it about the finer details of how you cut cilantro. Kitchen Knife won the argument, but I still did it how I wanted because I'm stubborn. I'm doing alright. Like I said, just kind of bleh feeling day. But I really wanted to get these, all these guys painted up. And because like I said, I got my new army coming in here in a few months. And I still have a whole lot more than just my salamanders to paint. So I really want to get these guys done. I got more of these guys. I got probably another 20 behind me right now that I went ahead and they're, you know, guys with special weapons and such. I got them done up too, so they'll be ready to be painted too. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. That's the good thing with this contrast paint. With the zenithal highlight, it will really make these guys pop out a little bit more, even though I'm just kind of base coating them, you know, really basic paint job on them. It'll make them stand out a whole lot more. Go ahead. I'm gonna move y'all down just a hair. Normally I have my handle, so I don't have the handle today because there's really no point of putting a handle on a guy when you're only holding it for a few minutes. Probably end up spending more time overall just taking them off the handles than actually painting them, so. Like I say, we are not going for a clean paint job today, as my fingers are telling me. Especially on this first part, all I'm looking for is literally just to have green instead of gray. Let the contrast paint do what it does. And the next go around will end up being quite a bit neater, because I am not being neat by any stretch of the imagination here. I think we're doing pretty decently. Looks like we're sitting at about 10 minutes and got the intro and 4 guys base done. Anybody watching? Yeah, my guys are old, new. I tend to get a lot of my guys on eBay, and I find great deals. So, like, I do have some beaky guys. Some of my guys are actually supposed to be Space Wolves instead of, basic Salamander or basic guys. But, you do what you can do, you get the deal where you can. Oh, why is this guy being complicated? That's fine. Let him be complicated. That's halfway done with base coat. I really need to start actually lining them, so I know, painting this way is actually called conveyor belt style, more or less. And the whole thought process is when I get done painting this guy over here, when I get done painting him, he'll be dry. It don't work too well when you bunch them all together. And I know right now it don't seem like I want these guys to look nice. I do, and they will. But especially with this first coat, all I'm trying to do is make sure that they have color to them that's not the base. Hopefully not put it on too thick, but I can move around the paint as I need to, especially if I put it on too thick in one spot. I don't know if any of y'all followed me from Twitch or not, but the whole reason I came over here is, especially when I start getting commissions, I won't be able to look at the model and be like, hey, I remember when I painted this, I did it this. I can actually watch the video with YouTube because it'll be here forever. I also thought that'd be a nice idea for the person when they get it painted, like, hey, I actually had this painted, I had this commissioned. This guy painted actually right here. We can, see the magic hasn't happened. At least that was the thought process. And when the commissions are done, like I said, I can look back and be like, hey, I remember painting this guy. I can watch it and have fun. Goof off. So what's everybody's plans today for this week? Longer. I don't know, like I said, I got this to do, and I think tomorrow, I don't know, I might play some 7 Days to Die. I've been playing Minecraft lately, playing Project Architect. Been a little having fun building stuff thing going on. Because it has the I can't remember what it is. The one that has the EMC tablet. And, you know, it makes it so it's a lot easier to build because, you know, everything you find you just put in there. Oh, this is messy. Give me 1 second. Ooh, don't fall down. Another cool thing about how I'm doing this is I'm doing them real basic. So a little later on, if I'm like, hey, you know, I really want to kind of touch this guy up, I'm going to make sure I, you know, don't leave him horrible looking. So it won't be too much, and I go through and later on and touch them up a little bit here and there. Hopefully. That's the plan, at least. I've been telling a lot of people at work, I've been talking about, they're like, how long did it take to paint this model? How long did it take to paint this one? And when I tell them, they're just outstanding because at work I'm not exactly the most patient person. Whereas when I'm here at this desk painting, I can, you know, it ain't nothing for me to spend hours painting one guy. My sprue goo decided to stick around. I'm sorry if I end up kind of moving the mini off the side. I'm trying to get better at it, but as I'm sitting here just kind of zoning out, I'm pulling it a little closer to me because, you know, normally I paint, when I'm painting by myself, I paint it with them a lot closer. So periodically I'll look up and I'm like, oh, you guys only see the head of that poor model. You have no idea what I'm doing at the moment. So I'm cheating. I'm actually ripped off the head, and I already have these guys painted up somewhere else. I'm just replacing them. Alright. So it looks like base coat we are done at just about 20 minutes. don't think that's okay time. I could have done better, but I'm not really much on the speed painting normally. So I think next we are going to go with this gunmetal. Get a big old glob in there. Oh, that fell underneath the table. Okay. Take a quick break. Alright, let me get this band-aid off. That's going to drive me nuts. Alright. Now, obviously, the gunmetal, we're going to be hitting his gun. And it looks like I speed painted too fast. This actually is still wet. Yeah, that'll work for now. The most important thing with doing this speed paint is really to not think too much. If you're moving the model around thinking, should I paint this, should I paint this, you're going to lose. Right now we're just not thinking, paint the silver stuff. Somebody suggested I show my palette I figured I'd show it here. Unfortunately, I don't really mix a whole lot. Pretty typically, I got most of the paints that I need. I mean, I can mix. I don't know how good I am at it. I haven't had any issues thus far. Well, I take that back. I had a couple. But figured I'd, you know, move it over the top of it. People wanted to see what I was poking at, I guess. Yeah. So, what would y'all want to see me paint? I know I've been doing a lot of my Space Marines right now. I've actually been playing some games with the family. And I'm trying to make sure anything I put on the table is painted, because, you know, if I'm going to be painting and doing this on YouTube, for me to play with gray guys is not, you know, ideal by any stretch. Now, don't get me wrong, I know my family don't care if I paint with play with unpainted minis, but it's just a mental thing, you know. I'm over here painting and talking to y'all, hanging out, and then I have my army is a horde of gray. That just, it doesn't sit well with me. Oh wow, didn't realize the dog was in here with me. Ugh. Might have to actually let these sit a little bit longer because that green is not quite dry. Ow, nothing else will come back across to give it a minute to dry and hit it one more again at the very end, because that really is starting to come through. Come on, green. It's kind of funny. The only part I actually kind of wanted to stay green, so I can use the green in it. Didn't. I was gonna pull that little gray tinge or green tinge in through the back of the sword a little. Oh well. I'll just hit all in here. Of course, that's going to tint green. Paint the top of this too. If we decide later on that we don't like it as silver, we'll paint back over it. So there's those. We'll come back around now with the silver again. We're going to hit in here and get these little gas ports real quick. And we'll check the weapons. Like this gun right here had a little bit of green, so we'll re-hit that real quick. How are we doing on time? Got about 20 minutes to finish these guys up to be on track for what I'm wanting. I don't know if we're going to make it, guys. I'll probably give myself a few more minutes. I did have the intro and I wasn't painting while I was talking too much. But at the same token, I don't think I have too much more I want to do. I want to get some black to hit a couple things, like a couple of these guys have straps on their guns. Hit the back of the knees. And just few spots here and there. I know I want to put some red in their eye ports. And get some maybe get out some gold. Hit a couple other highlight pieces real quick. I like this weapon. This one really turned out green. So we're going to hit this one more again. That's one thing about this, is you really want to make sure what details you put in well. Because I mean, I'm not putting a whole lot in there. There's not a, you know, sometimes when you're painting, you know, draw attention away from parts that you don't like so much by painting other parts better, brighter, you know. But with these, since you're not putting a whole lot of the details in there, you really got to make sure that they're in there and they look good. Oh, he had a magazine in his hand. This guy, unfortunately, he has a lot of details on him that is not going to get picked up. And this gun's going to stay greenish. Oh yeah, they do still have the intake here. Okay. And your gun does not need to be green, it needs to be silver. I think that'll work for the moment for that. Let's see. Next, I think we'll go ahead and do the red. Just because a lot of the stuff I want to do with the other colors is going to be closer to the weapons. And I want to let them dry a little bit. Right now I'm just gonna, get the eyes in there, or lenses, and then I'll come back around anywhere that have the purity seals, and we'll hit those purity seals up. some of these guys, I'm not liking how parts of them are coming out. But the whole point of this is get them done, and get them done. And this is my army, so it's alright if I hate my army. That's why I got more. And really, every squad needs to have that one troop that nobody really likes. That way I can, when they get shot down, you know who to take off the board first. You know, it's Phil that has the really wonky eye. There's all the eyeballs. Now we'll go over here and hit these purity seals. Get them nice and red. Ooh, New Boot. He doesn't have any purity seals. He has no purity seals. He has 2 right there. Oh yeah, that looks good. Completely missed his foot. So there's the red picked out. Let's go ahead and I guess we'll do black next. And with the black, like I said, we're going to be picking out the magazines, or not the magazines, the straps on the weapons. We'll pick out on their face, they have the rebreather, we'll paint that black. Maybe a couple buttons here and there. The back of the knees. After I do the black, I'm seeing some spots where I got a little too messy with a couple things, like his face is silver. So we're going to touch those up. Probably come across the black one more time. Check, make sure there's nothing I wanted to do on him. And then we'll come back, hit the green up. And then I think it's gold on the chest. A couple browns for the purity seals. And that'll about do these guys. So I didn't get that silver on that one. We'll go ahead and paint this one black. This is the other reason I wanted the black. He has a little pistol on his side, so I'll go ahead and hit the whole thing with black. Make it stand out just a little bit. We'll leave the gun. Actually looks pretty good. Hit that, the back of his knee, back of this knee. A little bit right there. This guy has details for days. That unfortunately for him is not going to get picked out. I think I might hit a couple of these pieces. Going to hit like this eagle will make black. And even the stuff that I'm putting color and detail or color in, I'm not going to go super. That is black because black's the color I got when I saw it. Again, this is not about thinking, just about getting guys painted. Did I hit him? Yep, okay. I got this guy to do. Again, he has some magazine pouches, so we'll go and paint those pouches. Which is actually weird, because he has the magazine pouches on his leg. And he has it set on the same leg that his weapon's in. So he would have to draw across him. You would think this would be over here on this side where the magazine's at. For reloading purposes, make it faster. This guy has a little bit more to pick out. But even still, again, we're not picking out a whole lot of details, and we're not going to put a whole lot of effort into the details we pick. Go ahead and hit his whole belt buckle black. Paint his belt real quick. Okay, let's see. He has two right here I want to hit. And this right here. A couple of these guys in the front. We forgot to hit this and that. Hit his. Alright, there's all the black. Now we need our greedy gold. No, we said we were going to hit that green first. Before I keep looking at this guy, the silver face. Silver nose and forehead. And the tip of his nose. Alright. Touch up complete. So we got our gold we're going to need, and then a really light brown. Actually, let's go with this fair skin color. That's one good thing about picking out those purity, the actual seal part first. So now I gotta go on mental cruise control with this peach color. And anywhere I see that red, I know I need to draw some peach on them. Again, with this whole thing, that makes a little bit less thinking. And the less I think, the faster I paint. I needed to hit his boot, but we'll do that at the very end. Alright, so that's those. Now we'll come across the gold. And this is where we pick out any little detail things we want to stand out, like the Quilla right here. And again, we're not going for much. These guys are not showy, they're basic troops. But I do want to try and pick out something on everybody, just to add a little bit more color, because right now it's pretty much green and a little bit of silver. So it ain't much, but it gives it that just a little bit more. Go and hit his button since I can reach it pretty easily. You, I guess we can hit your buttons right here. Hit that. Can't really reach anything there. We'll go back here. We'll hit this with the gold. This guy I'm going to spend a little bit longer on. Again, not super long. Just want to catch out this scope he has. We'll go ahead and leave the front of it as is with that silver. Make it stand out a little bit. I'll leave those two for the end. Now we got this guy, we can actually reach his chest, so we'll hit this. And I know it goes all the way over here. Hit his button. Hit that. Just because we'll make the blade gold. I don't know why. Just makes it stand out a little bit, so it is what it is. Alright. Now this guy, pick out just the button there. And we'll hit that with that. I forgot to hit my saw blades with, meant to hit with the lighter silver. Oh, it'll be gold, because I have gold for handy. I don't think that looks too bad. Okay, and one more guy, we're actually done with this. This guy's gonna be a pain in the butt. So in 1 hour and 2 minutes, move you guys back up real quick. I mean, they're not perfect by any stretch, but oh, I missed black on him. Thought I had another belt that I was supposed to be looking for. I really should have cleaned the brush, but that's alright. It'll make it look different because it's some blackish gold now, which is interesting. And that's the nice thing about this is sometimes interesting happens. Yeah, that's 10 people painted up, about an hour. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this, clean my water, clean my brushes real quick. I'll be back in about 10 minutes with the part 2. Alright.